FSR.
Let's get this party started.
You're listening to Fox Sports Radio.
Yes, indeed, it is The Odd Couple. I'm Chris, he's Martin, and we are live from those aforementioned TireRack.com studios. And the Summer of Tire Rack sweepstakes rolls on. One winner has already been selected to win a set of 4 brand new tires, and now 2 more winners have the opportunity to win a set of 4 plus installation, taxes, and fees. It's all valued at up to $1,500. Enter daily, which gets you a new entry into the contest every single day at foxsportsradio.com to boost your chances to win. 2 more winners will take home a set of 4 new tires between now and August 27th. To enter and get rules, again, visit foxsportsradio.com. It's all sponsored by TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboys writer for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, will join us at the bottom of the hour, and it'll be great to talk to him about them boys because everybody wants to know. All eyes are on the Dallas Cowboys now, and so Clarence is as good as anyone to fill us in. Now, they've been practicing obviously in the pads now like everybody else, and Jerry Jones, Martin, is excited. He loves what he sees, surprise, surprise, and he even came out and said this yesterday. I will say that Philadelphia, and if you will, the Giants and Washington team, they need to be on their game because we are. We're going to be on our game, and we will be improved over last year. Now, he went on and said some favorable things about the rest of the division, but ultimately he's talking smack, Martin. You like this from Jerry?
Look, at this point, I would be concerned if Jerry wasn't talking. Right, then it'd be like, wait a minute, maybe something's happened. Like, is he okay? Because does he know football season's around the corner? Because it's about time for him to talk about how he wants another Super Bowl, right? It is August. But no, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's overwhelmingly true any more or less than it was last year or the year before. The thing about what Jerry's saying, it's a fact. The NFC is wide open, Chris.
Agreed.
It's wide open. And then you have the elder statesman of Rodgers. He's switching conferences. I don't say there's nobody in the NFC, but I mean, we're talking about like Geno Smith as the 3rd, 4th, 5th best quarterback in the conference. Now, I'm old enough to remember just a few years ago, you want to talk about a guy they were out on, a New York Jet quarterback that people were out on.
That should be the example for Zach Wilson. I'll tell you that.
Right. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. Geno Smith got punched in the face in the locker room, and we all heard about it. Think about it. We all found out about that.
Yep.
Anyway, I say all that to say, you got the experience at quarterback. Okay, you have probably one of the best defensive players in the league, if not definitely in the conference.
The best.
Right, if not the best.
Right.
All right. Like, yeah, the Cowboys should be favored. And if we didn't spend so much
favored for what?
Favored to win the division, I think, or not necessarily favored to win the division. Oh, not with the Eagles, not with the Eagles.
Right. Look, I hear what you're saying.
It shouldn't be a big jump.
Right. I think what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dallas, Philadelphia, and San Francisco, not in that order necessarily. Those are the 3 elite teams in the NFC.
Yes. San Francisco and Philly, I think, are a step above. I think those are the 2, and then Dallas, just a half step behind. But they should be in that category. Right? That's what I'm saying. They should be there. They should. Like, if we didn't spend so much time on TV and radio and focused on the Dallas Cowboys in general, I think more people will be talking about them as a sleeper team right now.
That's my point. Jerry Jones creates unnecessary drama. And look, they're the Dallas Cowboys. So we would obviously give them attention and all that, and there would be some drama created just because of who they are and the franchise that they are. But not as much as Jerry makes it. And to your point, all the shows, they would talk about them like they talk about the other good teams or some of the other flagship teams of the league. But they wouldn't talk about them as much as we do if Jerry Jones wasn't running his mouth constantly. And that creates unnecessary problems for the team. I'm convinced of it. He creates, Martin, a soap opera-ish atmosphere. So they feel more like a soap opera than a football organization. It's a soap opera set in a football setting. That's what it is. Rather than just a football team, we might have our occasional drama like any other team, but we're about football. It feels like because of Jerry, they're about all this nonsense. And look, they're a good team. They got a chance to win the division. No doubt. I think Philadelphia is better, but you can't write off the Cowboys as having a chance for that to win that division. But why does the owner have to come out and sound the alarm? Is Clark Hunt doing that in Kansas City? No. Is Jeffrey Lurie doing that in Philadelphia? It's no. Robert Kraft, he'll speak occasionally, but not like every day like Jerry. Like Jerry talks like he's the head coach.
Yeah, very much like Puffy, all up in the videos.
Yeah, that's a great example. That's a great example.
So
Come on, bro. I know you signing the checks, but you do you and let us do us. Stay in your lane. I get it. He's the owner. He can do whatever he wants. I just don't think, Martin, that it is great for your franchise. And I know people are probably saying, oh, come on, what's Chris talking about? Like, what's that got to do with the football? It just creates unnecessary drama, unnecessary expectations, unnecessary questions that the players have to answer. Jerry said you guys are, by far, you're going to be better than last year. You're the best team in the AFC East. He put a warning out to all the others. Now I have to answer that as a player. I mean, it's just stuff you don't need to deal with. There's enough to deal with. We don't need you throwing out all this extra stuff, so we have to be extra. It's just silly. And it hadn't worked, Martin, in 26 years.
No.
Did he talk when Barry Switzer was there? Okay, whatever. But it hadn't worked in 26 years. And last time I looked up the definition of insanity, it was when you do something over and over again expecting to get a different result. Well, Jerry, you talk all the time like you're Mike McCarthy, the head coach, and it hadn't gotten you even to the NFC title game in the last 26 years. So come on, man.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I get it. I just happen to like it. I wish more owners were talking
it's
like
great
that.
for us.
I wish more owners were talking like that, honestly.
It's great for us, but you're not a Cowboys fan, and I'm not either. I'm just saying, I'm trying to help the Cowboys fans. It is great for us. Sean Payton, Rob took him to task. I don't know what was your thought. Did you want to take him to task too, or did you take him to task?
No, what I said,
your boy VJ took him to task.
What I took him to task about Sean Payton was, hey, if you're going to fight, if you're going to go out there and talk all tough, don't come back the next day and act like you never said it. Oh, my fault.
Right.
The fraternity coach. No. If it's a lie, you fight on that lie. Okay,
right,
you stand on it. That's my
hear
take.
you. My point is this. Whatever side you took, it was great for us.
Absolutely.
It's great when dudes go off the rails and start saying all types of craziness. It's not great for your team. That's all I'm saying. No, it'd be great for us if Travis Kelce came out and said, you know what? They need to go pay Chris Jones. In fact, they need to pay me too. I'm tired of being underpaid. That'd be great for us. Not for the team. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. And I don't think it's some level of like motivation or like, I don't think that Tony Pollard woke up today, saw these quotes and they're like, you know what? Now I'm really going to hit the rehab hard. I also don't think that Ron Rivera woke up in Northern Virginia, walked into the practice facility today and said, oh guys, hey, focus up. Jerry said they're working hard in Dallas, so we got to turn it up. We're like, it's all show. It's all professional wrestling to an extent, but I just can't get too upset about him going out there and saying, hey, we're going to come out here and try to kick some ass and take some names. Now, if he was saying
this, he said we're going to.
But it's like if he says this at 5-7, all right, the time is up. But it's August, man. Everybody feels good about their team. You got people telling me that the Commanders might win the NFC East, and everybody feels good
Kevin
except for
Right. That's about all I've heard say that.
You know who else does? Your boy VJ. He's been over there. He's been trying to sell me on the Sam Howell and this and that, and I'm just like, all right, hold on. I'm not sure about
if he's right, oh my gosh, you're gonna be in some trouble.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Everybody who knows that listen to me Saturday 7 to 10 Eastern knows he will never live that one down. Let me live it down.
But one of y'all gonna be in trouble.
But ultimately, especially in an environment where like Dak's not super vocal, there's not a real voice on the Cowboys besides Jerry. Not Jerry, obviously not on the team, but there's not real noise coming from that. And I think there is a level of the Michael Malone aspect of like for the Denver Nuggets. He's doing a lot of talking because nobody else is. He's doing a lot of talking because there's not like his star players they're not really gonna, that's not how they get off.
But if he talked for 10 straight years and under-delivered,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be a problem. Like, let's keep it real. And I've known Mike Malone since he was an assistant coach on Jeff Van Gundy's squad when he coached the Knicks. Right, exactly. And did you hear Mike talking before last year?
Not in this way.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's doing it when he knows, we got a squad. We got a squad. Like, Jerry just does it every year. And I think Jerry believes they have a squad, and they do. But because you've been so unsuccessful, they're one of a handful of teams? I wish I knew the exact number, but it's about a handful that haven't made it to at least a conference championship game in the last quarter century. And every year you come out and talk Super Bowl. I know he didn't say, he even went out of his way to say, I'm not talking about the Super Bowl, but come on, man. You don't need to be throwing this stuff out there. I'm trying to help y'all Cowboys fans. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Your turn to win with the odd couple, Chris and Martin. Do you think, how good will the Cowboys be this year? Is this the year they can win the Super Bowl? And do you like or hate Jerry Jones running his mouth like the chatterbox he is? Your thoughts next on The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Be sure to catch live editions of The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard.
Motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Simple question. Is this the year the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl? And Jerry Jones, you like him running his mouth or not?
John in Norfolk, you're on The Odd Couple. What you got, pal?
I've been a Cowboys fan. I'm 60 years old. I've been a Cowboys fan since 72.
Yep.
And I'm totally disgusted with Jerry Jones, and I have been since, a long time. I love the Cowboys. I'm a Dak Prescott fan. They can go, but they've never seemed to be able to put it together since Troy Aikman. I had no faith in. I did not like Tony Romo at all. Never thought he was the quarterback to take us anywhere. He never showed that. But no, I don't. I disgust with Jerry Jones. I cannot stand anything that comes out of his mouth.
You probably
shut up.
You probably didn't like it when got mad at him when he fired Tom Landry. If you've been a fan that long.
Oh yes. That was wrong. Totally wrong.
Yeah. All right.
And like I said, they ain't done nothing since Jimmy Johnson.
Nope. I mean, they won it with Switzer, but those were Johnson's, players.
Pretty much. Let's go to Keith in Alabama. What's going on, man? You're on The Odd Couple.
Hey, guys. How you doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. First, I do think that this is a win season, and maybe next season or the one after that is really the only window that the Cowboys have to attempt to win a Super Bowl the way that they have been ran and constructed because of the NFC. I actually think that Jerry Jones is a lot like Bill Belichick. I know it sounds weird, but if those two would get out of their own way and let a good GM come in, they probably have more Super Bowls than they do.
Belichick's got 6, so I don't know how many more he'd have. I do hear you, though. I just think he hasn't really done much, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Belichick. He just hasn't done much without Tom Brady, before or after Brady.
I think a good GM would put, I don't know, they go from B-minus players. I'm not trying to insult the Patriots, but a lot of players on the Patriots were always floating around that B-minus, just never a superstar except for Tom Brady. And they would immediately, I think a good GM could come in and focus on the roster, not the roster and coaching. And then,
I hear you.
It would grow up. But I think that's Jerry Jones' big problem, is that he thinks that he's going to be the one to put it together and win that next Super Bowl. And he's been trying to do that ever since he let Jimmy Johnson go. And just like the caller before me, all of Cowboys Nation were not happy with him when he did that. And he's been trying to prove them wrong and prove himself right ever since. And
no doubt. It seems like he'd rather win his way than
100%.
Just win. You know what I mean? Win. If he had to be quiet and be like another owner and just, you don't hear from him until he's on the podium or on the field when they won the Super Bowl, he'd probably choose, I'd rather lose this way with me out front. That's what it feels like.
I don't think you're wrong on that. I've said that a long time about Michigan football. They said they would like to win. But they want to win with a Michigan man and all that. Ohio State will go figure it out, all right? Like, Alabama's going to go figure it out. They're going to just go get the guys that they need.
Y'all do have some high academic standards.
Listen, Chris. Got $1 billion.
I know they fudge them a little bit for athletes, but I'm just saying y'all still got kind of high standards. That's a compliment to you.
One of my math classes I took, no kidding, had 3 Michigan football players on it. And it was 7 people in the class. Like me, Taylor Lewan, were in the same math class our senior year of college. To your point, but MJ in New Orleans,
I don't know what that says about you.
It just says this, man. I had to tell him. I met him at the Super Bowl. I re-met him because I knew him from school. I was just like, man, you know how many more millions of dollars you've made since that time than I've made? It's crazy. MJ, what's up, man? You're on The Odd Couple.
What's going on, Martin White? What's going on, Chris?
What up, man?
Come on, man. Will they win? Who cares? Jerry Jones has figured out how to P.T. Barnum the narrative of sports marketing and promotion. Jerry has been polarizing, keeping him one of the most talked about sports teams, one of the richest sports franchises. Each year, Undisputed, on your platform, has multiple segments. Screaming 8 dropped out the playmaker and does his bad guy thing and does segments. In my opinion, Jerry Wayne Jones is laughing all the way to the bank.
Look, you're right. I mean, they're the Dallas Cowboys. They were going to be interested and talked about anyway. But there's no doubt that all of his foolishness does keep them in the news. That's what I was saying, though, Martin. I think it's a negative. I mean, it's great for the bottom line of the franchise, but is it helping you win Super Bowls? No.
No, it's not helping you win Super Bowls, but ultimately, only one team can win. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys have even come close.
They haven't even been close. That's what I'm saying.
They haven't even come close.
And they're the Cowboys. Martin, look, it's a whole generation. You barely remember. I mean, I know you know the 90s, but the Cowboys, it's a whole generation wondering why in the world were they ever called America's team? How did they get so popular?
Right.
You know, because it's been a generation since they were good.
It's like,
perennially good.
Like the first caller said, he was a fan in the 70s. Well, essentially, the Cowboys built the back of the NFL. Like one of the Steelers.
Flagship franchise.
One of the flagship franchises. But, I don't love it, but at the end of the day, I do have but I would look, I know that you would rather him not say anything, right? You just rather not say anything at all. But what I really would want him to come out and be like, guys, let's just we're gonna do our best. We're going to try real hard.
He don't need to be saying nothing, like I said. I feel you. It's great for us. He's giving us fodder. It just gave us 30 minutes.
I'll say this. I'd rather have Jerry Jones saying, I think my team is going to beat everybody else in the division than be a Colts fan, for example, and have Jim Irsay trying to push out the best player on the team. So I just say, it could be worse. It really could be worse.
Absolutely. All right. Speaking of the Cowboys, we're going to get with Clarence Hill in a few moments. But first,
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the